Hello guys, today I'm doing another slightly different thing to what I normally do. I'm doing a Zwift race. Did one last week, it didn't go so well. I mean, I got 4th out of 7, but I was really questioning the power readings on my turbo trainer. And I compared them before to my part power meter, and they were really like a good 30 watts off. So I was like, something's wrong here. Contacted support. They said, oh, try using Bluetooth. I was using an amp plus dongle, and it turns out you can use Bluetooth through your phone. I was like, cool, I'll try that. I've just hopped on now, and I'm pretty sure it's better now. So hopefully we'll get a better result today. Must win.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Millions of families suffer every year.
I have no idea what the course is like, but oh well. This will be interesting. Are we ready to rumble, everyone? No, I'm not going to go out too crazy. That's what I always do.
5 red lights will come on, and when they go off, we will be racing in New York City. Away we go, great stuff.
So as you can see, started the race. Zwift races always start with a bit of a mini sprint, and for some reason I always just go much harder than necessary. I don't really know, it's just, if anything, it's a bit of a test of the legs. You know, it just get the legs fully fired up, you know. So that's one reason. I don't know, I always regret it, yet I continue to do it, so that's that. Kept pushing away like 450, 500 watts for a while, don't know why. Realised, yeah, let's just drop it off a bit, don't do anything dumb, and yeah, let everyone catch up again.
Regrettable.
So just here, there's a bit of a hill. I thought, you know what, I'll notch up the pace a little bit, maybe whittle down the group a bit, just slowly ramp it up, and yeah, the legs are feeling pretty good, I think. Legs are feeling pretty good. I ended up getting a gap, which isn't really what I wanted. I wanted to just, you know, drag everyone along and maybe drop a couple guys. But no, got a gap, which means it was pretty much for nothing, because you can't, like, doing a solo breakaway in Zwift is so difficult. You need to have so much power. It's quite, I'm pretty sure, I swear, if I had 500 watts for the rest of the race, I probably still wouldn't stay away. Yeah, so I ended up getting caught over the top anyway by one guy, and then I was like, why did we do this? Why are we here? And yeah, so let them catch up with me once again. Also, pretty annoyed, I accidentally used my featherweight power-up, a very valuable piece of kit, and I wasted it by accident.
Yeah, so trying to recover now. Get down to low zone
just trying to get the heart rate,
ideally,
you know, as low as possible to recover, because I knew this hill was coming. I didn't know the circuit, but I could see on the right, you can see a slight graph. The problem with this graph is that it doesn't show the full circuit. It shows the segment of the circuit you're on, but yeah, so I thought, coming up here, just a little hill, I'll give it some beans, knock out to 650 watts. I was like, cool, it's like, what, a 30-second climb? No more than that. If you look on the right, just like at the bottom part of the map, you can see it's a tiny little rise. We'll go over it, we'll go back down the other side. I thought it would be good. Put some people in trouble maybe. And then I noticed in the bottom middle of my screen, There's a little right turn arrow. It's not good. And then as my guy turned right, I looked and I'm like, this is not what I thought it was. There's some asterisks there because I typed something that's profanity. And yeah, I thought it went down. I was like, oh geez. This is basically what it was like.
Too soon, Junior.
Yeah, so I quickly realised, like, oh, I gotta lower it down a little bit, let them catch me and try and recover. But I was like, this is what I've done is a big old risky move, and it could be the end of me. But I managed to hang on and stay with the group for a while, so it was all good in the end. Nearly let the wheel go. It's like 5 meters, and once you go off the back in Zwift, it's so hard to catch back on. But managed to get back on. I'm really bad at Zwift. You'll see me, I keep sprinting to the front and then stopping because I'm just really bad at riding smoothly on Zwift. I don't know why. I think it's just because I'm not used to how quickly you close the gaps with things. So I keep surging, thinking I'm about to get dropped, and then going to the front by accident. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, we're just doing yeah, easing up a little bit as the gradient flattens out, and then one last kick before the top. Now at this point we've managed to get 3 of us away, free, on our own. Weren't really working that well together. I'm not going to say I was a key contributor to the breakaway, because I wasn't. I was, I don't know, I was doing some work, let's just put it that way. I thought I was kicking it up on the climbs again, just because being the punchy kind of rider I am. And then this guy, he rolled me over the top, and just a quick lapse in concentration, and I had to do this annoying 400 watt effort while he was basically like doing 300 watts because he kept his speed. So that was a bit of an effort. Yeah, so another effort, just trying to keep the pace high on the hills. And yeah, I don't know if you know Ash Beach, who's also racing this in the orange. He live streams the Zwift races, and he was live streaming this race. So yeah, the other 2 guys, another 2 guys caught us up to make a group of 5. They came by us pretty quickly because obviously they're pretty much TTing the whole way while we were messing around a little bit. And this nearly caught me out of it. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, jeez. And yeah, I had to do a little dig to get back on. And then here's a perfect example of me digging to get back on and accidentally doing too much and then being off the front by a few meters, which it's a little bit annoying. So we're on the 2nd lap now, nearly 40 minutes in, and yeah, we're just coming up towards the big climb again. It's got this slight little climb before, bit of recovery, and then just coming to the bottom of the big climb here. Obviously this time I know what's up, I know what's coming, so I don't do 650 watts for the first 30 seconds, and I just sort of follow the wheels a bit. So yeah, Ash putting in a bit of a dig there, starting to get a little bit of a gap. Wasn't really paying enough attention to respond immediately, and I was like, oh, better knock up the power a little bit. So sort of tried to bridge over, and I thought I'd just get on his wheel, but no, it took a little bit longer than that. And that lovely sound is once again my derailleur is a little bit bent from the crash I had last week, but it works for the most time, so it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, sort of trying to ease up a little bit on the flat, just so I can recover a tiny bit to kick a little bit more on this next steep section, because this climb, it goes up in ramps. So just have that little slightly flatter section and then ramp it up a bit more and close the gap. And it's funny, you can even see it really clearly in the power graph at the bottom. You can see that the way the hill makes you surge the power. Yeah, so I managed to catch up with Ash at this point. It's just a 2 couple more digs while he put in another dig. And I was ready this time. And yeah, also on the final little kicker, we pretty much both put in a dig at the exact same time. And we're going up side by side. See one off dig over the top, get some nice confetti. It's always nice, got a lot of confetti, eh? And then recover. So after a while, it was just the two of us, but I wasn't really too keen on 2-up TTing it. So the other two guys, or another two guys, caught us, and that was fine. And then eventually the fifth guy caught us, so it was back to the same group of 5 that it was before. Now here, again, not paying too much attention, let the wheel of this guy go. And it seems like, oh, there's nothing, he's not really pushing many watts, we'll close it easily. Ash goes to the front, puts in some watts. I'm like, oh, I better close down this gap because it's a bit risky. 1 mile to go, I should add, at this point. Yeah, put in a bit of an effort, try and close it down. And he sort of sees the gap, so he's putting his power up at the same rate that we're putting our power up. And somehow, like, it's crazy, I thought the gap would close, but it just wasn't closing. And you can see him like up to nearly 6 watts a kilo. I'm putting out 440 for a second there. And I'm like, why isn't the gap closing? So it's a little bit frustrating, especially because it means that I've now had to do like a fairly hard effort, when obviously you want to be a bit more fresh for the last sprint. So still, yeah, putting out some watts, 400 watts, trying to close them down. And it's still, I mean, at least the gap is more or less, it's sort of stable. It's not going up, not going down. I'm like, well, realistically, if we keep the gap at this rate, as soon as we start sprinting, he's got no chance anyway. Because the amount of speed you pick up when you start sprinting, I'm like, okay, Ash goes to the front here. I'm like, well, I need to go at some point. Now there's a tiny bit of a rise, so I kick now, try and get a gap, and yeah. Kick again. For some reason, I've lost the ability to ride on a turbo trainer, so I'm swinging so much, like I'm just not stable at all. Probably need to do a bit more core work now, but yeah, this the finish is uphill, as you can see, 600 feet to go, and yeah, managed to hold off Ash and the other guy and take the win, which you could say is my first win for Vitus. I mean, Zwift races probably don't count, but I'll put my hands in the air. I always put my hands in the air. Race is a race, eh? Anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.